All my brother and sister in Christ. Alright, I like to make video again. Yeah, I think I make the one last time. Yeah, couple of weeks ago, or maybe more than a week, something like that. So anyway, this is very important. Yeah, the confirmation what I told you already. Yeah, regarding that rapture time frames. Yeah, very high likely. Yeah, by the end December 2024. Okay, before I explain you over again, in case some of you do not see my previous video, all right, I like to explain it again. Yeah, by the end of this video. Okay, and I like to show you one of the video from Hope Faith, I think. Yeah, she got the dream from the Lord. Okay, prophetic dream regarding the rapture time frames that happened in the year 2017. In her video, mentioned about the related with America or something like that, the 7 years. Yeah, okay, and this is still related with the what you call it, Revelation. No, sorry, the woman in Revelation 12. Yeah, related with this star constellation, something like that. Yeah, the one people, the end time watchman on the wall, and the other the rapture watchers. Yeah, waiting for. Yeah, they thought the rapture happened in 2017. Okay, I will explain you again. Yeah, to remind you by the end of this video. So anyway, that kind of interesting in her dream, yeah, from Hope, regarding these rapture time frames. The dream happened in the year 2017. If you add that 7 years, yeah, the 7 years, yeah, as God's perfection number, and also God consolation number. Yeah, something like that. Completion, not consolation. Consolation, star consolation. Completion number. The number 7 is all over in the Bible, including the one in the Old Testament, in the New Testament, especially the one in Revelation 12. Yeah, regarding this God judgment for the church, 7 churches. Yeah, 7 stars, 7 lamb, 7 thunder, 7 ball for the during the 7 year tribulation, the judgment for the world, yeah, the rest of the world, and the left behind church too, yeah, the lukewarm carnal Christian, yeah, after that rapture. Okay, 7 balls, 7 angels, 7 trumpets, 7 vials, yeah, that also in the 7 year tribulation. All over the place, 7 with number 7. So the same thing from the year 2017 at 7 years is 2024. That is the confirmation. This is not something coincidence. Alright? And also, yeah, when after I saw that video from Hope Faith, I give the comment. Alright? I explained that. I told her 7 years later, after that 2017 is 2024. Alright? And when I check again, several hours later, also when I give that comment, 7 hours earlier, 7 hours later, or 7 hours later, I saw my comment again on her video. So again, this is confirmation. Yeah, this is not coincidence. God give the clue for me that the number 7 related with the year 2017. Besides, again about Hope Faith, I think she got the clue also from the Lord, even though the Lord do not say directly when the rapture could happen. This is we just give our interpretation, what I understand. Yeah, from He give that give us the clue from that many dreams and vision and prophecy or prophetic word from the Lord. Okay, and she saw the dream with the year mentioned the year 2000. I'm pretty sure 2021 mentioned, if I'm not mistaken. 2021, 2022, 2024, 2023, 2024 missing, and then 2025. Either run-up started from 2022 or 21. So 2022, 2023, and missing the year 2024, and then 2025. This is what I see. So this is have connection with the year 2024. All right. So I like to show you about her dream, full video, and also I will tell you the link about her video, and you can visit her channel. And I'd like to show you another video after that from Pastor Patrick Van Free related with this rapture time frame. He got the dream with the number 24 also. All right, let me show you about hope, faith, dream. Just want to be sure. Alright, and I would like to show you the other video. After that I will explain more from Patrick Winfrey this time.
To me about many things, and one of those things was that dream. So in that dream, which I looked it up in my notes, I have a few notes on it, and a video I made. So the video probably was made August the 2nd or 3rd or something like that, because I had the dream August the 1st. And in that dream, I was at John Hagee's church, and John Hagee had a school of end times teaching. And in that dream, so the Lord, in my dream last night, the Lord gave me the total interpretation. So I'll just go through it, I guess, piece by piece. So in the beginning of it, I was in a end times school that was being held in John Hagee's church. So John Hagee, anyone that ever watched him knows that he has lots of end times teaching, lots of charts and graphs and all that in his church, in his regular church meetings. I guess he's retired now, or mostly retired, but for years and years and years, for 50 years, he's taught on the end times regularly, more than probably any preacher. Jack Van Impe was an evangelist, but as a pastor of a church, John Hagee taught on the end times basically every week. And when I started in the ministry in 2000, I used to watch Christian TV whenever I wasn't at work. Whenever I had time, I watched Christian TV 24 hours a day. And John Hagee was on 3 or 4 times a day, and people like that. So it represented, about my understanding, about my teaching and my information and my understanding about the end times. And so years ago, I made a video where I had another dream years ago where the Lord had told me that what John Hagee is teaching is basically correct. Nobody has everything exactly right because the Lord hasn't revealed it to us. It's not completely understood, the tribulation and the order of events and all that stuff. We don't need to know it today. We just have general ideas about the timing of these things. And lots of people think, even armchair people from YouTube who never even really studied the Bible, they just read it one time and came up with a theory, and they make videos, and this is their theory, and maybe their theory will turn out to be, closer to the truth. But the Lord, it doesn't matter, brothers and sisters, all these exact details of the tribulation. What matters is you need to get saved, and people in the tribulation need to get saved. And if you don't get born again, if your name's not written in the Lamb's Book of Life, well, you're not going to heaven unless you're a child, for all adults. So all the rest of it is actually for those people in that moment, in that day, right? And we tell people that, there's going to be people left behind. There'll be people that are raptured. So you don't want to be left behind, and those kind of things. That's what we need to know about. Not all these little details of the day-to-day events of the tribulation, unless you're living in it, and then you would need to know what's happening. So years ago, the Lord had told me that John Hagee had it very close to being correct, his teaching. I made a video about it years ago. So anyone can say, well, John Hagee has flaws. There's a lot of Pharisee people, and they'll say, well, there's, John Hagee's got this flaw and that flaw. Well, we know he's very overweight. Okay, as an example. So a lot of people who are not preachers, and I don't know who they are, they're judgmental and say, well, I don't listen to John Hagee because he's overweight, or he yells when he preaches, or whatever. If you're one of those people, you need to stop being a religious Pharisee. If you hear people saying that, then we just ignore that. Because if you look in the mirror, you'll find out you're not perfect. And I'm not perfect. So only Jesus was perfect, brothers and sisters. So, like I say, it doesn't matter. John Hagee's not Jesus Christ, and he's not the Antichrist. I mean, it's not. It doesn't matter to me personally whether people like John Hagee or not. I have no connection to him, no relation to him. He's not my guru. I don't, sit around following him. He's not. I don't have a cult of personality connection with him, as some people do with different preachers, whoever it may be, Billy Graham or whatever. So the Lord didn't call us to sit around and attack the flaws of someone like John Hagee and say, therefore, I'm not going to listen to him because he liked Trump or whatever. Sad to say, there's a lot of carnal people, and I'm saying it to all you carnal-minded people. But for those who are not carnal-minded, praise the Lord for all you guys. Love all you guys, and we should all strive to be less carnal-minded. How about that? More spiritual-minded. So, praise the Lord. Hallelujah. So, what happened is the dream that I had on August the 1st, I was in that, as I said, in John Hagee's church. He was teaching on the end times. It was like a school, and I was there in the school, and which is true. I used to watch him. Now I don't anymore because I've heard everything he had to say years ago. And he has a, like me. I mean, a lot of times people, preachers, they repeat. God has them on a certain teaching track and they repeat lots of it. And John Hagee is, most preachers are like that. So I've heard all that John Hagee had to say, as far as I know. But anyhow, so in that dream, everyone left. And myself, as an example, I was looking for a shortcut to go up in the elevator to go to, it's really talking about a shortcut to the rapture, a shortcut to heaven. And in that dream, some of you guys saw it. I tried to take this elevator that was like number 18 or going to the 18th floor. But that elevator ended up being like a bathroom on an airplane, very small. It was a bathroom, but it was an elevator and it was dirty like an airplane bathroom. Airplane, of course, also goes up, right? And flies into the sky. So I had to come back down and get off of that elevator because it was not the place to be. And then I kept following and going with lots of other people. And almost all the people who were there in the church, they went into this labyrinth. Some of you guys were watching me. Many people saw it. It was only about it was in October, first week of August. 8/1/22 is when I had the dream. So most of the people went into this labyrinth. It was like a car garage, an underground car garage with all these layers, but it was like a labyrinth. If you went in there, it was just all over the place. You would get lost in there, like in a labyrinth, like in the old days, like in the Bible days. And the Greeks with the Minotaur, they have a labyrinth, like a maze kind of thing. So most of the church was going into that. So I don't know if I said it in that video when I made this August the 2nd or 3rd, but last night the Lord was speaking to me. What does that labyrinth represent? Of course, it represents people lost in false doctrine and going into the tribulation. It represents people believing and following false doctrine and going into the tribulation, brothers and sisters. Going into a labyrinth represents, a spirit of confusion, being lost in the wrong place and unable to get back. So when people went out of the church and went into that parking garage, which was a lab, I went into the entrance of it, following all these people, and then I saw that it was a maze. It was it was an inescapable labyrinth. I mean, I discerned that within just in the entrance to the parking area. It looked like a parking garage. And then I saw. So I came back inside, and most of the people kept on going. And so it's like these people in the church, it's like the church, and they're going to go into the tribulation because they're not part of the Church of Philadelphia. Now, see, I don't know if I said that in the video. I don't think I did. That's what the Lord was emphasizing to me, talking to me about that dream. So then when I went back, I went to the lobby of the church, the main entrance of the church. And the main entrance of the church where you would come in from outside was a grandiose looking place. It looked like something, this Art Deco or something like that. There was a time up until World War II. So I don't know if I've mentioned it before. Maybe I haven't. I've thought about it over the years that up until World War II, architect was a beautiful thing. Maybe all through the history of mankind. But since World War II, even in the West, most architect is ugly. And it's part of the end times. And that's something I've never heard anybody say that I know of. I'm saying it now. This dehumanizing architect and this anti-nature architect. That's like if you go look at the former Soviet Union and you see those buildings that they made, well, the West was started kind of copying that. This kind of dehumanizing, gray, anti-human kind of stuff versus the old architect. It's so beautiful. So it's not a mystery. Most people don't think about it, but it's part of the end times. It's part of this anti-human, this anti-life, demonic powers that are taking over the world to make buildings a place that do not match with nature. They look like a UFO. You think about the UFOs and all those kind of things too. You think about this like a not a natural shape, this metal, like a silver looking grayish metal and all that, and this not a natural looking kind of objects, right? That would be found on Earth. So anyway, in this dream, I was there in the grand entrance of the church, and it was beautiful. like a deco or more than Art Deco looking to it. And then there was an elevator, and the number of the floor I was going to, or the elevator number, my notes were not so clear, but in the video that I made on August the 2nd or 3rd or so, I said it specifically. So the number was 24. So was it the 24th floor or the 24th elevator? I can't remember. I had to go back and watch the video myself. But the correct elevator in the grand lobby of the church, the number there was 24, was the correct one. So, of course, there's many meanings to that. And so I titled this video about the timing. So I believe that one of the meanings of that 24 is the timing, brothers and sisters, of the beginning of the tribulation. Let's say that, the beginning of the tribulation in that time frame. So I'm just going to say it, an urgency from the Lord for us to be ready. But the 24 also represents what? The 24 elders. It represents the fullness of the counsel that God gave man. 24 represents the fullness of the counsel that God gave man. So 24 elders. So in New Jerusalem, there's 12 foundation stones, and then there's 12 gates to the city. You know what the Lord is just telling me right now? It's true. John Hagee's church has 12 doors. And I saw that and him talking about that in 2001. And I've told, can you imagine something that you heard 22 years ago and you forgot, and then it just comes back to you like a light bulb? Because, the Lord just gives me these bits and pieces, but I didn't, say it out loud, together as one thought. John Hagee's church has 12 doors. Maybe that's why the Lord had me in John Hagee's church too, besides the fact that he's famous for teaching on the end time. Hallelujah. So there's 24 elders, and so you have the 12 apostles and the 12 patriarchs. And it's the fullness of the inheritance that we have on, as a human on earth. It's the fullness of the wisdom of God. Elders have wisdom. The information that God gave humans. So the Bible, so in other words, the Bible is not the complete knowledge of God. The Bible that we have is a piece of God's knowledge, right? There's lots of things that God knows, and God knows everything, and it's not written in our Bible. What we have is one, the Bible. Well, let me try to say it. Let me say how you say this. Okay. The Bible is a part of the wisdom of God. I would say one drop of the wisdom of God, right? So God's wisdom is multitudes of millions and millions and billions of multitudes times our word of God. So what God gave us is represented. The Bible, 24 elders, the wisdom of God. The Old Testament, 12 patriarchs. The New Testament is the 12 apostles. So this completion of the wisdom that God gave for man is represented by the 24 elders, brothers and sisters. And I've been mentioning to you guys that I'm going to be teaching another time, as the Lord also spoke to me, is that I've been talking about the apostles and how 3 of the apostles were closer to the Lord. And that's what my ministry is all about. That's what this YouTube channel is about, is to walk with God and be no more like Enoch. And we would be like Peter, James, and John. We want to be in that inner circle of the Lord's disciples. So the Lord was telling me, in the Old Testament with the elders, there are some of the elders like Joseph that were much closer to God too. They're talking about the patriarchs, the 12 patriarchs. I never thought about that.
All right. Yeah. So interesting dream. Yeah. Mentioned about the number 24 with the church, related with the church. Yeah. Something like that building. Oh, the elevator number 24. Elevator go to up. Yeah. This is meaning for the church who make it for the rapture. Number 24 with related with the rapture, because to ride that elevator go up. Yeah, rapture. When churches or Christians get raptured to up. Number 24, yeah, I'm sure with the year 2024. And also, before I forget, yeah, the other prophetic dream from Hope Faith, yeah, talking
me
about yeah, uh, the judgment on America, and with the rapture time frames. Keep in mind that total solar eclipse, yeah, all over America or all across America after the first one on August 21st, 2017. Yeah, the exact year when Hope Faith got the dream related with rapture time frame, yeah, in the year 2017 from the Lord. That in the same year when that total solar eclipse, the first one, August 21st, 2017, and then 7 years later, April 8th, 2024, another total solar eclipses all across America will mark like giant letter X, or X that it's mean, yeah, something very wrong, or all, I mean, is not right, yeah. So something very wrong, it is meaning the judgment from God, yeah, God judgment on America. A lot of people said America is Babylonian. What I understand, Babylonian is in fact the beast system from that new world order. Okay, the beast system from new world order. Talking about my last video, yeah, before this, but I saw that on the license plate, someone's license plate, when my husband driving home and with me as the passenger, and I saw the car right in front of us with the license plate 510 New World Order NWO. I forgot mention with the O. I just say in the last video NW. Okay, it's in reality in that on that license plate mentioned about 510 New World Order or NWO, not just NWO, not just the NW, the NWO, New World Order, and on that license plate. 510 could be the meaning like I mentioned before. May 10, yeah, related with this New World Order. Maybe the event what their goal there to reach with this New World Order agenda, yeah, NWO, or the other time frame for October 5th. Could be this year, who knows, or could be for the next year, or maybe I don't think later than 2024. Either on May 10, 2024, and also October 10, October 5th, 2024, or October 5th, 2023. We'll see what happened around that time. Maybe, we'll see. This is not something coincident. This is kind of interesting. Yeah, but God revealed to me. So new world order, and also talking about Babylonian is the new world order or the beast system. This is what I see. It's not about America, because the country will be judged all over the world, not just America. Of course, God will judge America. The destruction will come. Yeah, I believe that not just civil war, the World War III, civil war in America could be happen by the end of this year. We will see. Maybe related with the economy disaster, because that happened, or power grid off, or something to do with WHO who already take over government. All right, or something else like what else? Yeah, uprising from American citizen because what happened, the riot, yeah, paid protester, and the paid protester come from that the satanist globalists, yeah, or wicked government who hired them to create the chaos. We will see what it will happen this year or not. Because what I understand, yeah, according to many dreams and vision, the prophetic timeline for the civil war will happen in America by the end of this year. We'll see. I believe could be happen that civil war first before that World War III. I believe that World War III happened at the same time with the rapture event, the destruction as mentioned in this hope faith dream with America. So America again. From I told you already that two total solar eclipses from 2017 and 2024 related with this rapture time frame. And also the elevator number 24 from Patrick Winfrey prophetic dream. This is very interesting. You have to keep an eye. Now, I would like to explain you my other video. The one I posted in YouTube before my last video. I explain you again about the information I got, and also prophetic word from the Lord related with this time frame 2024. I would like to mention again in case some people who watch my video do not see it, about that one. Let me go to the YouTube first. This is my last video before that. Okay, time is very close. Revelation 12 sign in September 2017 plus 7 years is 2024. The Revelation 12 sign was first discovered by Luis Vega in 2008 using astronomy software. This discovery came on the heels of Rick Larson's in 2007 documentary entitled The Star of the Bethlehem. Keep in mind, many rapture time frame dreams and vision in the Christmas and Hanukkah festival time frame by the end by the end of December. Okay, here related with the Star of Bethlehem again. Okay, with this time frame, the sign in the sky. From that, moon, stars, and sun. That total solar eclipse is in America, both of them 2017 and 2024, also including the sign in the sky. Okay, that Star Bethlehem in 2007, that document from Rick Larson, used that astronomy software to locate the stellar sign heralding Jesus' first coming. The Star of Bethlehem documentary sparked a new interest in looking for prophetic signs in the heavens. Although there were several prophetic watchmen who looked into the Revelation 12 sign before him. The second total solar eclipse, you see, I explained already, earlier, all across America, April 8, 2024, will mark the letter X after almost 7 years earlier in August 21st, 2017. In the same year, for the U.S. presidential election, November 2024. Maybe it could be, the civil war in America may be related with this politics also, with the coming up presidential election. I know I told you already, Trump could be get assassinated. That trigger with the rapture of the church. Because what I know from that, many dreams and vision. Or could be related with this preparing for the election. I know that presidential election but coming up in 2024. They started in early 2024, We will see whether this civil war coming or not in America this year. Because but I understand from many dreams and vision, the time frame this year. Okay, the first day of Hanukkah, right on Christmas, December 25th, 2024. Okay, and many Christmas, Hanukkah, and rapture dreams and vision from all across the world for many years. According to many end times dreams and vision, the rapture could happen by December 2024. We will see, okay? God revealed it to me. This for myself, In 2018, that year is significant year in the 2018 for 7 days, which is 7 years warning from that year to say goodbye from the world we know as this church age will be replaced by 7 years tribulation period. 2018 plus 7 years is 2025. 2025 is when the Antichrist confirmed the covenant for 1 week Equally, 1 week is 7 days. Sabbath is Sabuo. Sabuo in Hebrew. For 7 days, or a week. Equally 7 years. According to Daniel 9, verse 24 to 27. Total lunar eclipse, okay, in Israel, just right on September 7, 2025. Okay, total lunar eclipse. A lot of Christian watchmen on the wall, yeah, or rapture watcher not pay attention in this total lunar eclipse in Israel. This is for the rapture sign. A lot of rapture watchers expecting the rapture happen this year. High alert. Probably, possibly still could happen, but more high likely next year rather than this year, because they're thinking that New World Order Agenda 2030 related with this time frame, Jesus' second coming 2030, which is minus 7 years is 2023. Before I thought the same thing, but after I did more research from that end time dreams and vision, and also God revealed it to me in 2018, I mentioned it earlier, related with the 7 years tribulation will happen in 2025, because 7 years later after 2018 is 2025, and also from Hope Faith Dream that 2017 plus 7 years is 2024, and also this the sign in the sky, lunar eclipse, not lunar eclipse, total lunar eclipse for blood moon. I'm saying wrong, and also including my last video. I'm talking about the super blood moon. Lunar eclipse, that's correct. Because the other 4 blood moon is called 4 blood moons, lunar tetrads. But lunar eclipse just blood moon, Okay, total lunar tetrads which happen, this 4 lunar eclipses, each time happen on Passover, and the other one on Sukkot or Feast of Tabernacle, or on God's feast, or Old Testament feast. So for 1 year 2 lunar eclipse, and another year another 2 lunar eclipses. So altogether 4, for last 4. I mean for 2 years, 1 year another year. So that it called total what you call earlier, lunar eclipse, the blood moon. Total lunar tetrads, lunar tetrads. Okay, back to here. So people have to pay attention this total lunar eclipse, especially what happened in Israel. I think very significant. This also the one that dream and vision and prophetic word God revealed it. This is from my understanding. And why the year 2025? Here I'll tell you again, Total lunar eclipse in Israel just right on September 7 in 2025 is high likely when 7 years tribulation to start. From September 2025 is when 7 years tribulation could be began. Okay? That right on that lunar eclipse in Israel in 2025, September. So 3.5 years later, in March 2029, there will be interesting year in the year 2029, high watts. This is the time when in mid-grade 7 years tribulation will begin. After the Antichrist signed it, the peace treaty or confirm the covenant, which is, I believe, Abraham Accord. They're already signed by Trump also to that one. Mid-grade tribulation in the year 2029. Total solar eclipse in Israel, August 2nd, 2027. Probably, the timing when the third temple finished to build, something like that. Or could be when they start to build it. We will see. Total lunar eclipse in Israel, September 7, 2025. This is several total lunar eclipse. Not lunar tetrad. Lunar tetrad, like I told you earlier, happen on the Passover and Sukkot, another Passover and Sukkot. So altogether 4. So that lunar tetrad. Total lunar eclipse in Israel, September 7, 2025. Total lunar eclipse in Israel, December 31st to January 1st in 2029. Total lunar eclipse in Israel, June 25th to June 26, 2029. Total lunar eclipse in Israel, December 20th to December 21st, 2029. So altogether, three total lunar eclipses in the year 2029 in Israel. When midpoint Great Tribulation, midpoint, yeah. So when the time mid Great Tribulation, or 3.5 years later after 7 years tribulation to begin, which is I told you earlier, sometime in September 2025. So 3.5 years later, in the year 2029, in the same year when three total lunar eclipse happened in Israel. Yeah, like this year I told you, December 31st to January 1st, 2029. June 25th to June 26th, 2029, December 20th to December 21st, 2029. So when the second coming? If that mid-great tribulation mentioned here by the year 2029, I believe could be by the year 2032. Either around 32 or 33. I think 32 then, 2032. Keep in mind, yeah, what it's teaching in the Daniel chapter 9, verse 24 to 27, related with this 7 year tribulation or Jacob trouble will begin. Okay? The prince itself, yeah, this about the Antichrist. After that, before that, I think the Messiah mentioned in the Daniel chapter 9, yeah, related with this time frame. Okay? Maybe I should show you, yeah. Let me Google it. Daniel 9, yeah. So you have some more clue, yeah. Hold on. What happened this? Yeah, do not type it. Okay, here. Daniel, sorry. Chapter 9, yeah. King James Version. Alright. If you want to know this time frame, Daniel chapter 9 is the key. A lot of people not pay attention to it. They're guessing or from the other side. This is more the point from here. This is from the Bible, what the Bible said. Alright? 24 to 27. See? I mentioned already in my other video related with this one. But at the time I explained with the other time frame. Yeah. 70 weeks. Okay? You can read yourself. I want to show you. Yeah, about this Messiah is Jesus Christ himself. Okay? Related with the 7 weeks of Daniel prophecy, which is 490 years. So from Jesus Christ was crucified on the cross, I believe still in 30 AD. It's not in 33 or 32 AD. I explained you already in my other video the evidence and the history. And by the time he started his ministry related with what his name, the Caesar, the name, what, hold on, not Tiberius. Yeah, that's right, Tiberius Caesar, yeah. When he started ministry, and then in the year 26 AD, okay? He did that for 3.5 years, his ministry. Last until the year 2030, when he died, or because was crucified on the cross, 2030. Alright? So, the related with 2030, 2,000 years later, for this dispensation, it's dispensation, lasts for 2,000. From Adam to Abraham, 2,000 years. From Abraham to Jesus Christ, another 2,000 years. From Jesus Christ to the church age, ended by the rapture of the church. And then the 7 year tribulation began. Another 2,000 years. Okay? So 2,000 years plus 30 AD, when the time Jesus Christ was crucified on the cross. Okay? Is, by the way, a lot of people don't understand. They thought, they believe, even the pastor, Jesus was born in 0 AD or 1 AD. Wrong. It's not quite like that. So they thought, they believe, Jesus was crucified in 33 AD. So 33 years later, or at the end, 33 and a half years old. Okay, when he was crucified and died on the cross. That's not correct. Jesus was born in 5 BC because related with the Herod reign. Herod already died in 0 or 1 AD. He already passed away. So not accurate. So when the time when he tried to kill a lot of babies under 2 years old because he did not want to compete with the new king, which is he hear from the 3 wise men, okay, or the magi, that the new king just born, which is Jesus Christ himself. He will kill a lot of little kids, but he already died before that. I think he died before 180. I think he died sometime 2 or 3 BC, something like that. I do not do the research yet. So if Jesus born, and Jesus born in 5 BC, okay, when that happened, and he already not little baby anymore, already almost 2 years when that happened, okay. So that around 3 BC or something like that, because Herod, just a year. It's not too long after that he passed away. Alright, that also a confirmation for to prove it. Jesus indeed was born in sometime in 5 BC. Okay, and the difference between the year 5 BC and AD, because no 0 AD. Sorry, I'm explaining a little 0. Only 1 AD. So minus that 1 year. So bring up that all together, until 30 AD is 33.5 years. This is about that Jesus Christ age. Is mentioned in Bible for this. Why we find out that Jesus age is 33.5 years when he died on the cross. Alright? So after that, Jesus Christ died on the cross in 30 AD plus 2,000 years, which is the dispensation years, is 2030. Alright? So again, not related with this New World Order agenda. They want to reach the goal in 2030. And then a lot of Christian believe 7 years earlier is 2023, and they think rapture this year. I don't think so. What I explain you is more accurate, I think. So again, so what happened in 2030? It's not related with that, okay? I'm talking about, this is mentioned in this Daniel chapter 9, It's not about that second coming. After Jesus Christ was crucified and died on the cross, and the Messiah, and then the Prince, the Antichrist himself. Yeah? Okay? I think something related with this third temple will be built again. And this is what I understand. During troubles time or 7 years tribulation. Okay? Related with the 70 weeks Daniel prophecy and the timing when the third temple will be built. Okay, I think not too long before the mid-great tribulation started. Because during that mid-great tribulation started, or abomination of desolation, as mentioned in 2 Thessalonians 2, the Antichrist sit in the temple or reign from the third temple in Jerusalem, Israel. And then he demand people to worship him as the man of sin. So this is related with this time frame, So after Jesus Christ died on the cross, 30 AD, alright? And then this is mentioned all this time frame. I think I explained you already, I don't want to this video too long. So if I repeat it again, you can check my other video, okay? So before this, why happened? Okay, I told you earlier, that happened in the year 2029. Okay, 2029 when mid-great tribulation started. But if you added that 2000 plus 30, again 2030. So a year later, after that about a year later, after 2029, or maybe several months later, in 2029 when that mid-great tribulation started. And then in 2030, when the Antichrist demanding himself to be worshipped as God himself. 30 AD nothing to do with the second coming. 30 AD is the abomination of desolation, when the Antichrist want to people worship him and take his mark. When the mark of the beast starting become, what happened with his rule to be implemented. Okay, that by mid-Great Tribulation, a lot of Christian end-time watchmen on the world don't understand. They thought about the mark of the beast already happened now, especially after this GB Jaboro. They believe some people this poisonous snake bite is the mark of the beast. I think it's not correct, even though they check some people DNA, but this is not the one. Okay, so the mark of the beast must happen when the Antichrist demanding people must worship him. The Antichrist is not here yet, and happened during mid-Great Tribulation or 3.5 years later after 7 years tribulation began. But in 2021, 29, like I explained earlier, like happened with the 3 super blood moon, or total lunar eclipses in Israel in different time. In New Year's, and the other one in mid that year, 2029, and the other one, I think I explained already, in December, something like that, or September, I think December, I'm pretty sure. So by the end of 2029, that show that 3.5 years after 7 years tribulation began, so it's about by mid-Great Tribulation in 2029. In 2030, when this mark of the beast starting to be implemented. Okay, and the Antichrist want people, expecting people to worship him, and he will rule from the third temple. Because the third temple, the time frame could be they build that temple during at that time. Who knows? Rather than much earlier, because this mentioned will be built again. Something to do with 70 weeks Daniel prophecy and 62 weeks, meaning that 7 weeks about 62 weeks plus another 7 weeks, 69 weeks. Okay, 69 weeks, 483 years. From that 70 weeks times 7, 490. Plus minus 483 years is 7 years. This is what I see. 2030 could be the timing when the mark of the beast will be implemented and people have to worship the Antichrist, and he will rule from the third temple. And the year 2029, when by the time the lunar eclipses in Israel happen in 2029, you see, from the first January 1st 2029, and then right in the middle 2029, and then another one right by the end the year that 2029 or in December, that 3 total lunar eclipses in Israel in the year 2029. Something to do then with this mid-Great Tribulation. And then 2030, when the Antichrist with his mark of the beast. Okay, because we are reading from the year 2000 as the year of dispensation. Plus that 30 AD when Jesus Christ was crucified and died on the cross is 2030. This is the time frame. I do not see anybody have exactly the same like I told you earlier here with this time frame, but pretty close, almost. Some people did say, including they expecting the rapture happen this year 2023, and another one the second coming 2030. In fact, 2030 when the mark of the beast implemented, with the Antichrist, and also the people have to worship him during that mid-Great Tribulation. Alright, so I hope you get some info from me. I believe that 2024 is very significant because the other person dream mentioned about Betty White related with this rapture time frame. She died, I think last year. Yeah, so almost right on the New Year's Eve 2022. Hold on. I'm really sure 2022 New Year's. But she got a dream that Betty White related with a few more years from the 2022, 2 or 3 more years, it's about 2024. Okay, with this time frame. Okay, this is for now, and I hope you get some ideas. This is more confirmation from the other prophetic dreams and vision related with the year 2024. Okay, Maranatha, and have a great day. God bless you all.